Hello everyone, my name is Abby Bliss White and welcome to my channel. Today I am so excited because we're going to be talking about my favorite subject, perfume. You guys know I love makeup, skincare, but I am obsessed with fragrance and I have a rather large perfume haul. So we are in the holiday season and I often am gifted perfume from my family and fellow frag heads, as well as I received some fun PR. So I'm so excited to share this luxury niche haul with you. We've got a few hot perfume items that people have been asking me about, and I also think some of these would make great gift ideas. So if you are interested in seeing my luxury niche fragrance haul, then let's go ahead and get started. Oh my goodness, I have got some amazing things to share with you today. I'm not sure where to start. I'm going to first start with a gift that my husband gave to me. So if you've been watching my channel for a bit of time, you know that I'm very passionate about fragrance, and my sweet husband is very allergic to many things. So although he loves to indulge me in my passion, he will let me know when he likes something. And one fragrance that I was testing that he ended up really liking is Rose Cherie by Guerlain. And this is a new launch from the Guerlain Les Arts de la Matière collection. And of course, since I'm a wee bit obsessed with the color pink, I fell in love with the bottle first. Now, this line has been revamped. The old bottles used to look like this, and this one is Angelique Noir. Gorgeous vanilla fragrance. But now they have it where you can customize the bottle and personalize it. So it usually comes with a black cap and black thread, just like this, but you can customize the thread, the cord right here, the little black stamp, and if you want to, you can even get it personalized on the back. And you can also pick the cap here. So this is imitation pink leather, and as you can see on the other cap right here, this is a gold embossed cap. Of course, I love the presentation of the perfume. And of course, it's got the little Guerlain bee in the back here. But the fragrance itself is very feminine. This to me is a pretty lingerie drawer, is kind of when I first smelled this. I'm like, it just smells super pretty, very girly. So it's got a mix of roses in here, Bulgarian rose being the dominant rose. It also has heliotrope tonka bean, which I'm all about tonka right now, and tonka can add a very nice rich resinous feel to fragrances. It also has a touch of violet, so there's a little bit of that makeup-y powdery feel to this fragrance as well, but then it's in a base of musk. So this is one of these fragrances I would recommend for those days when you want to feel feminine and you want to feel pretty. You are in the pink mode. I don't know about you guys, but there's days when I just gravitate towards those more feminine, easy to wear fragrances. A day when I don't want to be super complex. I just want to smell good and pretty and feel good about myself. This is Rose Cherie. This fragrance does start out a bit sweet when you first spray it out, but it's going to dry down to a very soft, pretty, slightly powdery floral fragrance. It is very feminine, slightly girly. I totally think a man could rock this. I think they would like it better on the dry down. I think it might come out a little bit sweet at the top for some, but if you think of a very pretty lingerie drawer that has some of those good smelling sachets in there to make your undergarments smell wonderful, this is what I think of Rose Cherie. So this was a sweet gift from my husband and I absolutely love it. Okay, the next fragrance I want to share with you is a recommendation from my good friend Jenny. She is a fellow frag head and we love to chat about perfume. And she recently picked up Ex Nihilo, and this is Oud Vendome. and look at the color of this juice. I'm a huge fan of Ex Nihilo fragrances. I think I have about 6 of them. I really love this brand. I think they're a little underrated because there's so many good ones in their lineup, and this one is outstanding. So this one has some spicy notes of saffron and ginger. It has galbanum in it. It has this really lovely musk in here. Cedar, oud, of course, just like the name says, but the oud in here is going to be very smooth and refined. This is not going to just scream oud. You will smell a touch of it. This is not the fecal barnyard kind of oud that can be in some fragrances. It adds a touch of edge to it, but again, this is a very smooth operator. It is slightly powdery, so it kind of has this lovely spicy kick to it when you open it up with that ginger and saffron. But the dry down of this is super gorgeous. It is slightly powdery. It is very chic. You still get the touches of that saffron and ginger throughout. It just won't have as much as spice as it dries down on the skin. I think what I love about this is that it's got a bit of this fresh woodiness in here, but then it's got this very sensual musk and then that lovely layer of spices, that ginger and saffron, that make this very interesting. The color of this fragrance really does sort of mirror what it feels like on your skin. It's rich, it is sensual, it's got a little bit of that spicy kick to it. It also has a touch of incense in here and very creamy woods. That's what I would say. This is creamy, it is sensual. This is just a pleasure to wear. It feels modern, it feels chic. This is definitely unisex. I could see a man enjoying this just as much as a woman, but I'm someone who gravitates towards a little bit more feminine, pretty scents, and this one is going to meet me right in the middle. I'm going to feel great about wearing this. There's a freshness, a softness, and a creaminess in here that although the notes don't scream femininity, it will wear just enough feminine for me to really enjoy it, since I tend to gravitate towards those more feminine leaning fragrances. Not always, but you know what I'm saying. That I would say in the majority of my fragrances, I would be a little bit more feminine leaning. This is not one of your floral, feminine, girly fragrances. It's going to fall right in that chic unisex line right there. So love this one. Thank you, Jenny. Very good recommendation. I did get some more samples to share with you because I was going to share my current collection of Ex Nihilo, then walk you through some samples as well. So one thing I want to tell you is that when you purchase from Ex Nihilo, you can buy samples for $30 and get 4 samples. And then that $30 will be applied towards your fragrance of choice. So if you fall in love with a fragrance, the $30 will be applied to that purchase, which I really love when companies do that. You can try before you buy, but then also kind of get your money back and use it towards your fragrance of choice. Okay, next fragrance I want to talk about is from Bdk Parfums, and this is French Bouquet. Now, this fragrance doesn't seem to get talked about a lot, and so I've been curious because it's also not sold at all retailers as well. So you can buy it online, but if you go to some place that sells Bdk Parfums, sometimes this one is not included in the lineup. And I think that is because this is a bit vintage, old school. This is BDK's take on a Chypre floral, and it really does smell a little bit reminiscent of Chanel No. 5, but in a good way. So to me, this one is a bit greener than the original, and I've been dipping my toes back into more aldehydic fragrances. As I said, they bring up a lot of memories for me. They remind me of my mother. She loved all the classic aldehydic fragrances. She loved White Linen. She loved Clinique's Aromatic Elixir. She was a Chanel No. 5 girl. So it always So those fragrances always remind me of her fragrances, not necessarily something I would want to wear, but I also really appreciate those fragrances. So I'd been telling Josie Plumet from Kintessence, she is a friend of mine and she came out to Portland recently and we had such a good time visiting each other. But we were talking all about aldehydes and fragrances that bring back a rush of memories. And she is like, have you smelled French Bouquet yet? This is her personal favorite fragrance from the BDK line. And I was like, no, I haven't. I don't know how I've passed this one up before. And she was like, you have got to try this. And they generously sent this to me as a gift. And I do have to tell you, this is fantastic. So you are going to get that classic aldehyde burst. And when I think of the aldehyde bursts, it reminds me of a bubbly glass of champagne. So you already get that sophisticated feel. This is a tribute to 1970s French perfume. So it's going to have a slightly vintagey feel. It is very sophisticated, very chic, very Parisian. It's got a gorgeous layer of florals. It's got rose, jasmine, a touch of orange blossom in here. And then it's nestled in a deep, rich base of labdanum, patchouli, creamy sandalwood. There's some woods in here, like some vetiver. And it's got a little touch of violet as well. So this is one of these fragrances that is going to make you feel put together. You're just going to feel like a classy lady when you wear French Bouquet. So again, if you're somebody who gravitates towards those chypre fragrances, or you really love Chanel No. 5, but you want a little bit more of a niche version, I would definitely check out this French Bouquet. This one's going to be a little bit greener, and I find the longevity of this one to be outstanding. So I had sprayed this on and I swear I woke up the next day and I still smelled like French Bouquet. So this one does have some legs on it. It is going to last all day long, maybe even to the next day, but it's not overwhelming. It just has really nice longevity for this fragrance. I wanted to say thank you to Josie for letting me experience French Bouquet, and I love twinning with you because we generally have very different scent profiles, but this is one that we are coming together on as I dip my toes a little bit more into this genre of fragrances. Okay, the next fragrance I want to talk about, I think would make a great gift. So first of all, I own two of the Veronique GABAL fragrances. I have Le Point G as well as the Noir de Rose. And I've talked about this before in the past, but combining these two fragrances together is amazing combo. It smells so good. So Le Point G is a very soft musk fragrance. Just love that one. And then of course, the Noir de Rose is going to be a deep dark rose fragrance, which again is gorgeous. And if you mix them together, they just are heaven. I'm saying the incorrect name. This is Noir de Mai. This is a deep, sexy, woody rose fragrance. And then I love to combine it with the sexy musk fragrance of Le Point G. And again, this turns into something very sexy, very comforting to wear, and it really does smell amazing. But Veronique GABAL is already about layering fragrances. She has two booster fragrances. One is the Eau de Jour booster. That's the day booster, which is a little bit more citrusy, fresh, kind of almost ozonic fragrance. And then she has the Eau de la Nuit booster. This one's a bit more woody, ambery, a little bit powdery, and I was gifted the gorgeous travel size right here. And I also have her La Creme, and you guys look at this beautiful bottle. Number one, the cream itself is very hydrating, it's fast absorbing, but you can either get it in the booster for the day, the Eau de Jour, or you can get it in the night booster or the Eau de la Nuit booster. And I have this one in the Eau de la Nuit. And the beauty of these products is that you can use these with all of your fragrances. So if you want to deepen or add a little bit of mystery or sensuality to any of your other fragrances, you can use her booster fragrance to do just that. So I love this concept because I love layering fragrances. I think it's fun to play around and create your own. So I personally think these are fantastic gifts. So this one is definitely woody. It's a bit deeper, and then I do have a sample of the Du Jour booster as well. That one definitely is citrusy, lighter, would go really well with anybody who likes lighter floral fragrances. I would definitely go with the Du Jour for them. And then if you have people that really like those kind of more rich, resinous, deeper fragrances, I would definitely pick up the De la Nuit, or get both, because we all kind of play around with our fragrances. We have different moods. When it's hot, we may gravitate towards more lighter, fresher fragrances. When it's cold, we might be into more warmer, richer kind of fragrances. So of course, I love the concept of layering fragrances, and I think she does a really beautiful job with these booster fragrances as well as the cream. She also sells some beauty products that I am intrigued by, like a highlighter, all about bringing on the glow. I think I might have to try a couple of those to share with you as well. Okay, we have another gift, and this one is from Twisted Lily. So I wanted to say thank you so much. They'd sent a little holiday gift as a thank you for our partnership. So I always love working with Twisted Lily. And again, you guys, I have a code, Abby10, that you can use on their site if you're going to be purchasing any fragrances. Every little bit helps. And they sent me over the new launch from Memo Paris, and this is FLAM. And this is so cool. And you open it up and look, it's a map right here. And then we'll open up the fragrance. Isn't this so cool? I just love it. And this fragrance was an instant love. So first of all, let's check out this beautiful bottle right here. This is like the Viking ship here. And then it's in this really pretty frosted glass, you guys. So this is just so pretty. I have several other Memo Paris fragrances that I love and adore. So this one immediately brought joy to my life. So this is one of these that's going to be joy in a bottle. This one's very fresh. This one is very pretty. This one almost has a touch of soapiness to it that I really like. I do like that clean feeling in some fragrances. I don't want to be like a cleaning detergent per se. I don't like it when fragrances go too far that way. But there's always that little middle line of just feeling fresh and clean, like those fresh white sheets. I love that kind of smell after I do laundry, but this isn't laundry detergent. I just mean that kind of freshness that you have after you have taken the sheets out of the dryer, and it just smells so fresh and wonderful. This is fresh. This is slightly sweet. It's got a bit of citrus in here. It also has clary sage, which I've noticed that I really love in fragrances. That tends to be a note that I really enjoy. The opening does have bergamot in here, a bit of bitter orange. I definitely smell a little bit of citrus in here. But there's also this cozy nature to it, like it envelops you with a little bit of warmth, a little bit powdery as well. So it's going to make you feel sort of fresh and clean, but also has a bit of warmth in here. There's definitely some gorgeous florals. I know I'm smelling jasmine so far. This also has a bit of vanilla and tonka in it. I've just been all about fragrances with tonka in it. They just sort of ground everything, gives a little bit of that warmth to a fragrance. But again, I would probably categorize this more as somebody who likes fresh fragrances, maybe slightly powdery. This definitely has a little powdery feel to it. Very joy making. This one is just going to put a smile on your face. This one is very pretty, but it's got some warmth to it as well. It looks like there's some amber in here as well as musk. It's got a little bit of the best of everything in here. It's not too sweet. It's got a little bit of sweetness. It's not too fresh where it leans into the cleaning product line of things, but it will but it will give you that clean feeling. It also has that comforting feel to it, a little bit of woodiness in here, and the light florals. If you're someone who likes jasmine fragrances, I definitely think you're gonna like this one. The jasmine in here is a bit creamier. It's a little bit sweet. It really is just so pretty. Like, this is a really pretty fragrance. I would say this probably leans a little bit more on the feminine side. Anybody can wear any fragrance, but I am picking up on a little bit of sweetness, a little bit more florally, and it just is leaning a little bit more feminine. So it's also kind of reminding me just slightly, just the outlines of my favorite fragrance from Roja, which is 51, but that's another one that just brings pure joy to me when I wear it, and that's what I consider my signature scent. This has vibes like that. This one has that kind of feeling that just brings joy to me. It makes me feel comfortable in my skin. It's going to give you that feeling of being the best version of you when you wear it. And I just really fell in love with this when I smelled this. So I want to play around a bit more with this fragrance. It literally just showed up yesterday. But so I haven't had enough time to like see how the longevity of this wears and stuff. But at this point, I pretty much know when I love a fragrance or don't. Some fragrances will take me on more of a journey. This was one of these that I smelled immediately and loved immediately. It just brought about that smile on my face. Definitely a joy maker fragrance. I love the freshness. I love the warmth of it. Falls in that kind of easy to wear fragrance that's going to make you feel good. So FLAM, or is it Flame? I hope I'm not butchering this one, by Memo Paris. So this one is a definite winner, and I will give you some more details as I wear these fragrances a bit more. Some of these literally just showed up, so thought I would share them in my luxury perfume haul. Okay, the next one is a fragrance that I purchased for myself. As many of you know, I'm a huge fan of Fragrance du Bois, and they just recently launched two new fragrances, Cavort and Secret Tryst. And to be honest, they both sounded amazing, but I thought I would start with the Secret Tryst because this one sounded a little bit more up my alley. So you're basically getting a first impression today. This just showed up, and here is the cover just like this, and we'll open this guy up. It comes just like all the other Fragrance du Bois fragrances. We'll lift this up. Very luxe. Yeah, it comes in this gorgeous velvet box here. So I've been super excited about this launch. It is basically his and her fragrances, unisex fragrances. Again, I think anybody can wear whatever they want, but they're designed to be shared by you and your partner and maybe more intimate settings. And let's first take a look at the gorgeous bottle here. So we're literally doing first impressions, so let me read you a little bit about this fragrance. It says, envelop yourself in fragrance that's as daring and irresistible as your liaisons. Secret Tryst is a new and intoxicating perfume for those who crave passion with a sense of adventure. Wake up your senses to the invigorating notes of bergamot and citrus and submit to sensual cedarwood. Cast your spell with bewitching mid-tones of jasmine and raw, earthy musk of vetiver and frankincense. Beguiling rose adds a touch of racy romance to your dalliances, luring those who wish to succumb with its captivating scent. Arresting, provocative, and hopelessly addictive, Secret Tryst, because once is never enough. So that's saying a lot. So there's notes of bergamot, saffron, cardamom, rose, jasmine, cedar, vetiver, patchouli, as well as frankincense and vanilla. So let's go ahead. So I definitely am getting that warmth from the cardamom when I first spray this out. I'm also smelling a lot of the woods here. It is definitely unisex. I definitely smell that vetiver in here as well as that frankincense. So I'm getting a lot of warmth right up front. So definitely woody, warm feeling. It is definitely a sexy fragrance. It does have that earthiness in it. I'm definitely picking up on the earthiness, not very sweet. I'm starting to get a little bit of that vanilla, but what I really feel from this fragrance is this warmth. Like if I was out in the cold snow and I came inside and I wanted something to instantly warm me up, this would be the fragrance I would want to put on because of that cardamom. It just feels cozy and warm and woody and earthy and sexy. I'm almost craving a little bit of that rose to come out. I'm smelling a little bit, but I'm kind of wanting it to develop because right now I'm really getting a lot of woodiness and a lot of warmth. This also has just a bit of an edible note to it. There's something that's making me feel like it could be edible. I'm not exactly sure what that is. So again, I'm getting sort of this edible, almost raw feeling when I'm smelling this. So first impressions is that this is definitely a unisex fragrance. I would almost say this is leaning a little bit more masculine. I would totally wear this, but I'm somebody who gravitates towards these warm, woody fragrances. I'm really getting a lot of the woodiness in this fragrance, so that's what I would say. The florals are there, but they are not shouting at you. This has this sort of raw, intoxicating, warm feeling to it. So this one definitely feels sexy. I don't feel like this is a shy fragrance either. I can't wait for it to dry down on the skin. So this is another one that I'm going to have to do a full review on because I need to spend a little bit more time with it, see what happens with the dry down, how this develops on the skin, and give it the full wear test. But I was just so intrigued. Again, now I kind of want to get the cavort as well. You guys let me know. This one seemed like it was going to be right up my alley with the notes and everything. But all I can tell you right now is this is definitely a sexy fragrance, definitely woody, and definitely a warm fragrance. So there is this sort of intimate growl that I'm feeling from underneath this fragrance. Can't wait to explore it a bit more, but just wanted to let you know that yes, I did have to pick up this fragrance right here, and you guys let me know if you think I should go ahead and try Cavort. Okay. So I cannot wait to do a full review of this fragrance, and I do have a fun giveaway that is going to go along with that review. So just know that is coming your way, but I did end up picking up Secret Tryst by Fragrance du Bois. And last but not least, this one just showed up and I'm so excited about it that I just have to share just a little bit of information about it. There's a new launch from Bdk Fragrances and I'm so excited about this. So Bdk is the brand that has my ultimate favorite vanilla fragrance, and that is the Ruby in Vanilla Intense. And I did a whole video on this and just raved about it. I just love this one, and I am somebody who loves vanilla fragrances, and they just launched Ruby and Vanilla Neroli. So I almost died. They've been hinting around that they had a new launch coming, and they had reached out to me telling me that they had a new launch on the way that they thought I would love and that they were sending me a bottle. So thank you. I've been anxiously awaiting the arrival, and this came all the way from Dubai. And let's take a moment to look at this beautiful bottle. This is Bdk Ruby in Vanilla Neroli. Let's look at the beauty here. So again, this literally just showed up, so I have not had time to do the full wear test and everything, but I did have that moment where my eyeballs rolled back in my head. You guys already know I went gaga for this. So I was like, I wonder if this can knock it out of its place, or is this just gonna be a nice little add-on to the collection? So the fun thing is they did send me a little travel size to give out. So I will be doing that video next along with the giveaway. So just know that is coming. Okay, I'm in heaven over here. This one is so good, you guys. It is so so good. Okay, so this one still has that amazing ruby and vanilla base. Like I definitely can still smell little reminiscence of the actual ruby and vanilla intense, but I do smell this little layer of neroli. It smells very well balanced. Like this one almost smells just a bit more grounded than the original vanilla, than the original ruby and vanilla intense. This one has bergamot, neroli, lavender, vanilla absolute, patchouli, musk, orange blossom, amber, dry wood, oriental powder, and almond. You guys, I'm feeling very intoxicated in here right now. Like I know I've been spraying a bunch of perfume, but this one is literally like wow. Like I am going wow with this one. So right off the bat, this one feels a bit more dense, a little bit more creamy, a little bit more balanced. The original almost had a little bit of soapiness to it, which I liked. It had a little bit of soapy cleanness to that vanilla fragrance. Still love that. So don't think that I don't like this. This one though is feeling a little bit more hefty, like a little bit richer, a little bit denser. I'm getting a nice balance between the sweetness and the florals along with this kind of richer base of amber, kind of a little bit more of a creaminess, I would say. I keep on thinking of it's a little bit more creamy, less soapy, more dense. It just feels a little bit heftier. And the neroli in here does not feel light and floaty. Again, it feels like rich and denser. Like it almost smells like it's like I'm almost smelling a little bit of apricot. I know there's not the note of apricot in there, but a chewiness. That would be what I was saying I'm trying to get at. There's a little bit more of a chewiness to this fragrance that I'm really enjoying. I think it's so funny because I'm wearing Secret Tryst on this side, and then I put on the ruby and vanilla neroli on this side, and on one side I have this deep sexy, almost like the devil is on this side, and then I've got this little angelic angel on this side. When you put these two like that, that's how I would describe it. This one's a little bit naughty and sexy over here, and this one over here is definitely a bit more angelic. This one's very sophisticated. It's got a nice dense chewiness to it. Ooh! So I can't wait to wear this, give it a good review for you guys, and I've got a giveaway. So clearly I have a few more fun videos coming your way with some giveaways that I'm super excited about because these are brands that I really love and I love to give back to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It is smelling amazing in this room. I cannot wait to play around with these fragrances. As usual, I love to know what your scent of the day is. So if you want to leave that information below in the comment area, let me know what you have been loving on lately. Always love to hear your favorites as well. So thank you for watching, and I will be back with another video soon.